Ina Garten, 76, opens up in her upcoming memoir, Be Ready When the Luck Happens, about a challenging period in her 56-year marriage to Jeffrey Garten, 77, when they nearly separated in the 1970s. At the time, Ina was overwhelmed running her specialty food store, Barefoot Contessa, which would eventually catapult her into fame. Meanwhile, Jeffrey expected a more traditional role from her as a wife, including making dinner and maintaining their home, which left Ina feeling frustrated and boxed into traditional gender roles. There were certain roles that we played, and I found them really annoying, Ina writes in the memoir. She eventually decided to quit her job at the White House to run Barefoot Contessa full-time, while Jeffrey remained in Washington, D.C. and visited her in the Hamptons on weekends. Ina acknowledges that this decision shattered their previous relationship dynamic. I was doing it as a businesswoman, not a wife. My responsibilities made it impossible for me to even think about anything else. As Ina's focus shifted entirely to her business, Jeffrey's weekend visits became a distraction for her. She realized that she needed space to figure out her own identity, separate from their marriage. Feeling increasingly distant from her husband, she considered divorce but decided to ask for a temporary separation instead. I needed that freedom, Ina writes, noting that this was one of the hardest decisions she ever made. When she brought up the idea of separation, Jeffrey responded with understanding, saying, "If you feel like you need to be on your own, you need to do it." He packed his bags and returned to Washington without any plans to come back, leaving Ina to bury her emotions and focus on her business. However, when the Barefoot Contessa closed for the winter, Ina returned to D.C., where they had a difficult conversation about their future. At her lowest point, Ina doubted whether their relationship could survive. "I just couldn't live with him in a traditional man and wife relationship. Jeffrey hadn't done anything wrong, but we were living in a new era, and that behavior wasn't okay with me anymore." Ina told Jeffrey that if they were going to reconcile, he would need to see a therapist to help them move forward as equal partners. Jeffrey's willingness to attend therapy, even for just 1 hour, made all the difference. He went once for an hour and totally got it, Ina recalls. His effort to seek help showed how serious he was about saving their marriage. Over the next 6 weeks, they communicated openly, aired their concerns, and worked toward a more equal partnership. This period of separation and honest conversation transformed their relationship into a true partnership that has lasted ever since. Reflecting on this time, Ina is grateful for the hard decisions she made. "I think how crazy that was, and how dangerous it was, but we wouldn't have the relationship we have now if I hadn't done it," she writes.